Hello, Monster fans, the Big Schwag here. Jesse's been wandering in the desert, and he's starting to act strange. El Diablo, the devil wind, is starting to blow. So unplug the kids, park your stool, and behold! It's no mirage, it's Monster Garage.
Join us now as Jesse and his gang of maverick mechanics rip, grind, and burn, transforming ordinary street vehicles into monster machines in the Monster Garage. This week's challenge, take a 1990 Mazda RX-7 and transform it into a desert-ready SANDRAIL. The rules. When built, the monster machine must appear to be stock. The team can spend no more than 3,000 greenbacks for parts. Jesse and his crew have 7 days and nights. On the first day, they design. For the next 5, they build. And on the 7th day, they race. If successful, each team member takes home a $3,400 set of Mac tools. And the clock starts now. Day 1, Jesse James storms the garage in a soft-top RX-7. His hand-selected design team follows. The question they need to answer: how do you turn this Japanese import into a U.S. Grade A demonic dune buggy? Jesse James, a direct descendant of the legendary outlaw, built his reputation crafting one-of-a-kind custom choppers. This week, he transforms from urban outlaw into a desert stormtrooper.
All right, here it is. We're gonna make a SANDRAIL. SANDRAIL is a chassis structure made out of steel tube, made for cruising through varying terrains with lips and bowls and racerbacks and other things, usually in a fun manner.
Mike Ferguson, a full-time fabricator from Tempe, Arizona, knows SANDRAILs.
It's been my hobby my entire life, but there's far more than just SANDRAILs that I'm used to playing with. I like all kinds of toys. I enjoy creating, I enjoy the challenge.
Let's identify the problems. First of all, it's too heavy, and second of all, it needs a bigger tire.
John Butera is an automotive legend.
This is kind of my resume. This is who I am, this is what I've done. I built drag race cars, I built Bonneville cars, I did sprint cars and midgets and motorcycles and hot rods. I've done just about everything I wanted to do when I wanted to do it.
The car's 3,800 pounds the way it sits.
A SANDRAIL weighs in at about 1,200 pounds. The RX-7 comes in at a bloated 3,800. Weight will definitely be an issue.
Well, I think if we start cutting it out, cutting all the trunk out, go to aluminum fuel cell, start gutting everything, all the inside of the doors, the glass.
Take all the sheet metal off and just split all the edges and weld the whole thing together so all you have is a shell.
I'm just wondering if we can get it light enough without taking the motor and moving it.
For Jason Conant, Mazdas are a big part of his life.
I would be the person that you would come to if you needed any part for your car. Basically, got it all, or we'll try to locate it for you.
What if we just use one huge paddle? I mean, have
There you go. There we go.
instead of two and a big,
That's cool.
you know, tires like this, and they swivel down.
So that it looks like you're just carrying a big tire in the back?
Yeah, exactly.
And then some panels open up and it drops down, all the way down.
Manning the marker, Art Osborne. As a car designer for Honda Acura, he's always looking to break new ground.
The single tire is what makes all the difference in visual impact instead, too.
250 horsepower. I don't think it's going to be powerful enough to drive two big ones on the
I
outside.
think one will be fine.
Here's the plan to go play in the sand. Put the RX on a crash diet. Add a fifth wheel fitted with a dune-digging paddle tire. When the car hits sand, the wheel will swing down and the pedal will give purchase.
I didn't know this was supposed to make sense.
We're gonna take an RX-7 and put one chain-driven, big, fat paddle tire in the back.
The plan is as solid as a sand dune.
We're just going to wing it. I don't know how. I mean, come on.
When will you know if it breaks? The night before you're supposed to do this?
No, the last day.
Or you're going to go out there and
all or
have a break
nothing.
and sit around and drink beer?
Yeah, 0 or 0. All right, well, all that's left is everything.
That's all.
Day 2, 7 a.m. Jesse leads the build team onto the battlefield of the Monster Garage. Bike builder Anthony Luera hails from Glendora, California. Custom creator Cole Foster hails from Salinas, California. NorCal native Jim McKenna brings his get-it-done determination. Staying on for the build, designers Jason Conant and Mike Ferguson. The team's assembled. Jesse shows them their playing field.
All right, guys, I think the first thing we got to do is completely gut it and get away any excess weight possible because it's really, really heavy car. We need to do something that's going to give us a little bit better power to weight ratio. We got to make it faster. We know we need to order a wheel, stuff like that, so we'll hold off until we get it really cut apart and see how much space we have to work with and order that. Cool.
The first step from car to monster, remove all creature comforts.
I'm having a great time. This is awesome.
It's the first day strip show. The Mazda goes topless. Little Miss Mazda gives it up like a pro. Now it's time to turn up the heat. Jesse goes under the Mazda and puts the hurt on. No self-respecting monster wants a muffler anyway.
Gas is 7 pounds or so a gallon, so that's 100 pounds. I can catch it.
Hey, how's that gas taste?
I prefer it leaded.
A mechanic for West Coast choppers, Anthony Luera helps Jesse build his famous one-of-a-kind bikes.
One of the final assemblers for all the bikes we do. I do that, a little bit of machining here and there, a little welding, different stuff at the shop.
His passion for machines comes down to the basics.
Anything with a motor, I love it.
Dueling plasma cutters make Swiss cheese out of Mazda metal. Less is more when it comes to pushing a car up a dune. Piece by piece, Jesse makes room for the monster's fifth wheel. To turn the modest Mazda into a sandblaster, the team has decided to add nitrous. They're going to juice the wagon.
I'm getting the fuel injectors out so we can send them in to RC Engineering. They've been nice enough to help us out here and get us some bigger fuel injectors so that the motor doesn't explode when the nitrous system hits.
John Butera drops by to have a look at the monster in the making. A bad back kept him off the build team, but Jesse still wants his input.
We could just add a 2x4 rail right in here, mount pillow blocks right to the bottom of it. Sprockets come straight to that, and then that, another one, you could do it on the top if we wanted.
And that's where your swing arm's going to
Yeah, and that could come and mount the swing up the tire. Check it out. We'll run some 1-inch ID pillow blocks with the 1-inch axle with 2 sprockets welded on that on pillow blocks that are underneath this frame rail that we weld underneath. Everything will be on the jack shaft. That way it doesn't change the chain tension at all. And it's not some big monkey motion thing. It's just making one movement. We'll sprocket up in here. It's going to come and drive another shaft. And then the swing arm and the drive sprockets will be off of that shaft and it'll swivel. That way it doesn't change the tension of the chains.
Jesse's design calls for 2 chains running from the rear axle to sprockets on a jack shaft. Steel arms off the shaft will hold the rear wheel. A chain running from the shaft to a rear sprocket will provide the final drive that turns the wheel. A ram will push the entire unit down into the sand.
It'll change 100 times before they even get close to that. But at least there's a plan.
They have a plan. Now they need some parts.
If we order all the parts and they get here and they're wrong because we miscalculated the way the swing arm's going to drop down or something like that, then we're out another day.
I need the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel's first thing you start with is you need your wheel to do your mock-up. It doesn't stop me from knowing how to do it, it just stops me from doing it.
A full day of cutting and gutting has reduced the RX-7 to a fragment of its old self. Anxiously, the crew await tomorrow and the making of their monster.
It'd be nice if we had a couple of those parts so we could keep going, but we've got everything out of the way, and tomorrow there's nothing here to prevent this from starting.
Monster Garage Factoid. In 1919, 17-year-old Felix Wankel woke up from a dream with an idea for a radical new motor design. The unique rotary engine was born. It's new, it's blue, it's day 3. The team enjoys a last bit of sunlight before the garage sucks them back in. The Mazda needs a sand-digging rear wheel. The team needs to get rolling, and Jesse gets on the horn.
It's cool. Thanks, man.
I just called my friend Ted over at Performance Machine to see if he's got a top fuel motorcycle rear wheel.
If their new wheel can handle this, a couple of sand dunes should be no sweat.
It's for a motorcycle, but it's almost made for what we need it for.
Jesse's called it. Anthony goes and gets it at Performance Machine.
How you doing? Yeah, Jesse called you guys about the Monster Garage stuff.
Yeah, the wheel's right over here.
Freebie. 0. Nada.
Mike reviews the plan for transferring power to the back wheel.
We're going to lock these two together with this chain coming back to the shaft, so everything's driven the same. All 3 of these tires will run at the same speed. You're almost out of room, and then you have to get the chain on top of here, which is going to come up a little bit. Looks like if anything, we might want to just go.
The sprockets won't clear the car's back end. Nothing a grinder can't fix. Jim notches a gap for the sprockets to spin. Into the garage rolls the real deal, a totally tubular SANDRAIL.
Ours ain't gonna look like that.
How's our monster going to size up next to its real-life brother?
It's gonna be the same, only
The SANDRAIL triggers some nostalgia, Jesse James style.
The first job I ever had was at a SANDRAIL place, sweeping the floor, so, you know, I knew a lot about it, and I could build that whole car that guy brought in here and know how to build those motors and trannies and everything. I did it just long enough to hate them.
The Dune Dudes brought along some goodies. Rail rubber.
Freebie. 0. Nada.
Jim mocks up the new paddle tire with a temp wheel.
That looks like a monster.
Yeah.
A dose of rail reality has Jesse thinking safety.
Should maybe make a roll cage for ours, though.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I might do that right now.
Yeah.
If I don't put a roll cage in it, then my head is the roll cage.
With his head on the line, he starts the cage.
It's a giant weld. A little support tubey tube. The roll bar lets everybody know we're serious. That we're gonna push this thing to the point of rolling over. You could take like a stock Nissan Sentra and put a roll bar in it, and people are gonna like, whoa, you must got something under the hood there or something.
And faster than you can say,
Nitrous oxide.
a little something for under the hood. The shot of nitrous has Jason feeling a little giddy.
I think we're moving along quite rapidly. I think we're gonna try to predict maybe an early finish.
Now he's done it. By predicting early victory, Jason's made sure the team will slave to the bitter end. Time for lunch. The Desert Rats stuffed their faces and play Name That Monster.
Sandy.
Clam digger.
Very clam digger.
I'm partial to dune.
How about like RX-7? You know? So instead of like RX-7, it'd be like heaven. Get it? We could paint that on the trunk. And have God like laying his hands over the sand dunes.
The team's been fed, but what about their monster?
It's starving.
Cole Foster was born with a wrench in his hand.
I grew up with a father that was involved in motorsports as a top fuel funny car driver and builder, so just taking all that in was definitely influential. I think I was destined for it, you know.
He gave destiny a name, Salinas Boys Customs, and made a name for himself, another good kid gone bad with a capital B.
We do high quality work. I think what we do is specialized, and it's a lot of me in everything we do, every part, and it's been nice. We have a great crew.
Anthony finally returns with food for their monster, the racing wheel, bearings, and other parts for the install. They finally have the parts, but they still need to figure out how it's going to work.
Do you think we need dual chains or just single?
Yeah, on the rear dual. Otherwise, if we only run one single, it's gonna open diff the thing, and it's just gonna spin like one tire.
No, not really. As long as both sides, both sides are right in the jack shaft.
Right, yeah.
I think we only need one.
To the rear tire.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a little meet and see where we're at.
Time's running out on day 3. So far, this build has been a mixed bag of a little progress, a lot of waiting, and too much uncertainty. It all adds up to a concerned Jesse.
We need to have a really, really good day tomorrow. We got just about everything we need, wheel, stuff like that, so we can come in first thing in the morning and start cracking at everything.
Yeah, just have to make it happen.
It's day 4, 9 a.m. The garage is so quiet you can hear the temperature drop. The desert battle should be heating up, but this team seems to have their head in the sand.
Where is everybody?
Anthony strolls in, fashionably late.
Morning.
Morning.
Mike's been tracked down over at West Coast Choppers machining sprockets. It's anyone's guess where Cole is.
Yeah, room 311, Cole Foster's room.
It seems Cole Foster can do anything with a car, except drive it.
He was up all morning, but he didn't know how to get here. He drove around and he couldn't remember the street.
Oh, right on. We got some fuel injectors, and that should be everything we need to start the motor.
Zip. 0. nada.
Normally I'm the sender, and I'm the one that's looking at the part. This time I'm in the dark. If I get the wrong parts, I guess I would have to call and complain to myself, but I'm not there.
A few minutes before noon, Cole finally makes it in.
Morning. No numbers, and I tried to find it, and then I finally had to go back and just wait for a phone call.
Whatever Cole's selling, Jim ain't buying. Jim McKenna's get-it-done attitude got him through college as a linebacker for the University of Utah. But don't write him off as just another headbutter.
You know, I got an MBA. But oftentimes when I say that, people go, really?
As a manager of computer services for a San Francisco law firm, Jim measures power in megahertz, not mega muscles.
Working with computers and such, you don't have to be real physically strong to be able to install software and troubleshoot hardware problems. But on the other hand, it doesn't hurt. If anything, it's another tool in my toolbox.
It's lunchtime. The first time today the whole team is in one place. It's about time. Between bites, they trade tales. 5 men, strangers until a few days ago, with one common bond: garage life.
My shop, we've had parties, indoor go-karts, boxing, bachelor parties, fires, many fires. There's a story weekly.
I lost a little bit of my finger a few months back. Had reached down to a buddy's race car and grabbed the chain. His foot was on the wheel and he spun it. My finger went through the motor. Ran to the hospital. It was a nice Saturday night thing.
Haven't had anyone like lose any limbs or arms or anything at my shop.
I was helping a girlfriend out one time, changing a clutch on her Jeep, so I had to loosen up the engine mounts. I had conned a buddy into helping me because it was kind of a two-person job, and he was up and he was undoing the last bolt and I was underneath, and he was like, "You ready?" "Yeah, I think I'm ready." "Yeah, you ready?" "Yeah, I think I'm ready." And he took the last bolt out, and of course it was a hell of a lot heavier than I estimated. The rear of the engine just kind of went, got it. Here you go. Bring it back. And I was able to get it off, but I had a nice, ring around the chest from where, it first caught me, so no lasting damage. So you live and learn.
After lunch, Mike takes on the most crucial part of the whole build, mounting the rear wheel and swing arm assembly to what's left of the Mazda's torched and torn out frame.
And this is what we're going to drive the jack shaft off of.
Every part determines the fit and fate of the next one. Drive sprockets go in, then chains linking the front engine to the back. He welds in a crossbar which gives him the one and only spot to mount the jack shaft. He might be making a monster or just a mess.
I want to be able to haul ass with it, so I want everything super stiff and strong. What's going to happen is the roll cage is going to extend back right into the anchor for the jack shaft. It'll make it more firmy.
Their monster should be coming into focus, but this team's drawn a real snake, and it's leading them deeper and deeper into the desert. What they need is a camel. What they got is a guy who smokes them.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to work or not.
What are you looking at me for?
You got more experience than all of us.
We want your opinion.
I don't think you're ever going to go up that hill. What do you think, Jesse? 30 miles an hour? 25 miles an hour?
I don't know. I want it to fly.
Well, I know you want. I mean, no. Really? But look what you got here. You got something that's really heavy.
He said he's going to have 300 horsepower at it. Nitrous and all that.
Okay. It won't do it any good if it makes 300 horsepower at 80 miles an hour, and the thing is just, it won't get moving to 40 miles an hour. I don't know. I don't know. Turn that way.
Monster Garage factoid. The world record for crossing the Sahara on camel took 11 months and killed 8 camels. In the making of Monster Garage, not a single camel was harmed. Our boys have managed to all show up, but it's another shaky start for Team SANDRAIL.
I don't know if there's more or not.
The Mazda to Monster plan includes a nitrous system for its motor. Monster Garage mantra: never give the right parts to the wrong people.
Okay. You got that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Turn the key off quick. That's hot.
The one you just wired up?
Yeah.
Right there, you just had constant power.
Well, it should only been when you pressed the horn. You weren't pressing it that long. Okay, let's just do it like the directions say.
When it comes to NOS, Jim and Jason are no's.
I've helped a buddy install a system a few years ago, but I've never installed a system before. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of a nitrous system ever being on a Mazda, so it's going to be incredible.
Jason doesn't know how to do NOS right, but he's got a good idea how to make it wrong.
We're going to hook the nitrous line up to the brake pedal so that every time he wants to slow down, he goes faster.
Mike shows the team what he thinks is wrong. He makes motorized bar stools.
My dad's buddies back in Phoenix were thinking it would be a lot easier to get over to the fridge to get another beer if, like, they could just drive over there on the bar stool they were on.
He's brought enough so everyone can play.
What it really takes to, I think, be a good barstool racer is balance and stupidity. You need to have the ability to shove your weight back and forth pretty quickly, and a lack of sense for what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, we're done. Go get her.
Time keeps on slipping. Mike needs to keep working on the swing arm, but he's short a couple of pillow blocks. Without waiting for Jesse's approval, he decides to alter the plan.
For the swing arm, that was going to weld into the front there, so that when the swing arm moved up and down, that was the bearing.
The swing arm will now pivot separately from the jack shaft.
It's getting that.
They need some parts to make it happen. Mike and Anthony go get some steel and head off to West Coast Choppers. The screws are starting to tighten, and the big guy's getting twitchy.
It can't be that complex at this point. We're on day 4 of the build. Build it.
Get out of the way. If this dude blows, Jesse arrives just in time.
We've got lots of good designs. I'd just like to see it start coming together. That's all.
I think we're cool. Don't panic unless I panic. That's the rule of thumb.
No question of panic, dude. I just filled out on the application to get the job done.
I know.
That's what I'm guaranteeing.
Now, if it still looks like this at the end of today, panic.
He's talked Jim down off the ledge, but a close look at his monster has Jesse wanting to join him to throw someone off.
Well, I'm confused now. What's the actual plan now? Where's the swing we're going to mount to?
We were just going to do it with a separate thing. We're going to put it perfect.
If we flip it around to where it's got some kind of weird adjustment, there's no reason to even do that whole jack shaft that's in there right now. Then we did that for nothing. Or it's going to be up, I guarantee. Just do it like that, then it's bulletproof. That's why I originally did it like that.
Point taken. Changes done, come undone.
Well, they changed the plans without telling me to something totally different. Jim got all pissed off because he saw that it was changing around, but I didn't know. I thought he was just being a spaz. You know how them big guys are. Get all crazy, man. The whole ideology between John and I doing that big jack shaft is to make it strong, so everything runs off of one solid reinforced shaft. This is our driven shaft. Everything hinges off of this. Well, they're talking is to slice this, mount these, just eyeball it, so these are kind of semi in line. But if it starts wobbling or shimmying or whatever, it's just gonna eat itself. I know the way I drive, I'm relentless. Something has a weak link, I'll find it.
Cole comes by to check on the Nazis to see if they read the directions right.
Comes into the nitrous side of this. Fuel line comes over there.
Wait, slow down. That fuel pump, you're absolutely sure that's a replacement fuel pump?
What would the fuel pump matter?
It needs to run the car.
I understand that, but why does the fuel pump matter whether we got the ones from Jegs or the stock?
Then why does the kit come with the fuel pump?
It doesn't. They ordered it separate.
Okay.
The nitrous kit didn't.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, the nitrous kit didn't come with the fuel pump. They ordered that separate with.
Okay, that's why I was wanting to go through it.
Yeah, with the fuel cell.
Cool. That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Why don't we concentrate on all the other stuff that still needs work on?
Jim's put out by Cole's input.
That's kind of the point of the team. Trust somebody to go do that.
If you all back each other up, it's professional and it's teamwork. And this is what this is, and this team's good.
I would personally like to see more progress on the back end. The design keeps changing and changing. This vehicle has to work. Having something look absolutely perfect and not working doesn't meet the requirements and, you know, isn't a win.
They're on the same team, just not on the same page. Cole crafts square tubing into swing arms for the wheel. Anthony and Mike went out for some missing pieces, and now they're missing as well.
Something must be screwed up or something. Enough to not even call or...
No call, not even a card. Jesse heads out to bring them back in.
I'm gonna stay here until they're done, just to put a little pressure on.
The pressure's getting to Anthony.
Boring is boring.
Mike's making holes for spacers and sprockets. It's slow, but it's going.
Hey, Jim, don't worry. It'll be fine. Everything's coming out beautiful. We'll be there shortly.
The two juicers wrap up the nitrous. Fuel lines are routed. A new fuel pump gets bolted. The engine's all primed and ready to pass some gas.
I got goosebumps, because I wasn't going to sleep tonight if this thing didn't fire, and it fired right up. It fired right up. We're in a position to succeed now.
The rookies hit a home run on their first at-bat. Bohr and Boring are back with the parts, and all hands work to assemble a swing arm and wheel.
Vehicle must appear stock.
Words to be taken lightly, it seems, but there's not much light left.
I think we're cool. We just got to come in and have a big day tomorrow and knock it out. I don't think it should be too tough to get it done by midday. And after that, we can sprinkle sugar on it.
Sweet dreams, boys.
Lock and load, troops. It's Desert Storm Redux. Will Jesse win the battle, or will it be Apocalypse Monster? At ease! But stay tuned.
Every day has a number. This one's called 6. On their last day in the garage, these guys are desperate to get off to a good start.
I guess someone stole the rims out of the back of the damn shop.
Really?
Yeah.
They must be snake bit.
Sons of...
The clock isn't even ticking. It's hissing.
No freebie, no nada, no zip, no nothing.
All gold, 100 spokes.
Yet another obstacle faced the team.
Stolen rims are the least of this team's problems. The swing arm, the actuators, and the air suspension system must be installed. By midnight, they might get it all in, but they won't know if it works. They start at the front.
Just an air cylinder. It's taking place in the shocks and our struts so we can get more height out of the front.
Yet another change in plan sends Mike back to Jesse's shop. He bores another sprocket to drive a second chain off the axle, then rolls on back to the garage. The completed arms are attached, despite the lack of rims and tires, but Cole built in adjustments to allow for a variance in wheel size.
It's tricky because it's got to have a lot of places to move. Axle adjustment. It's looking good, baby. It rules. I don't know if it'll work, but it looks good.
A good-looking monster? Not in this place. Anthony and Cole cobbled together chains to drive the back wheel. Jim's on detail duty, making sure all the switches, connections, and wiring are hooked and ready to book.
Get on there, Jim. Yeah. How close are you? Are you working on it right now? Yeah. 1/8 of an inch.
Cool. Thanks, John.
Mike welds it in solid. Cole decides to give the RX-7 a little form before it functions. He marks, then cuts a wheel well for the mono wheel. John shows up. They need his approval.
You got something seriously evil going on, Jesse.
I didn't really check this to make sure it's dead now.
Evil.
It needs a...
That's what things are really bad.
You want to do it?
26 and 15/16. 26 and 13/16 for 8 inches off right now on a square.
Cole catches heat from John for the cockeyed configuration.
We've had no time to get.
All you had to do
I wanted to put it on there. I needed a chain on there. It would have been perfect.
How old are you?
I would have had the chain and then moved it. I had to guess.
You need about 20 more, 30 more.
Oh, boy. I had that guess.
You like your old man.
Oh,
Despite John's ribbing, Cole is sure his swing arms are true.
why isn't this even adjusted? Because you never even adjusted these back.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
You know what? This one is.
They're all the way forward.
John.
See, they never even adjusted the arm back.
All right, crawl in there, loosen them up, and pull them all the way back. Don't kill me now. Don't kill me.
I'm not trying to kill you.
Is that all the way back now, Cole?
No. Pull the other side out. There, go. It was shoved all the way forward. It still had. Well, I don't think I'm the anymore.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's got to be in the box, though.
My piece is perfect. It has been since I made it.
Cole's right. I will back him up.
Oh, cool.
Except we don't need any drama now. I just want to get it done.
Jesse isn't interested in drama, but drama's sure interested in him. It's 10 p.m. The team is down to their last 2 hours. It's sweating time.
Do you understand me, you piece of shit? I'm winning! I'm winning this contest!
All is well with the electrical, but what about the swing arm?
Track those rams. It's going to take care of itself. Does it work where it's at?
I thought you were going to go do something else.
I am doing something else. Okay, what I'm doing is this.
While the battle rages, Jesse stops to count his blessings.
I'm so lucky I got my own TV show. Oh, man. Woo! Party. You guys done screwing with that yet so I can weld this on? If you guys are tired, we could just split and you get nothing. I get paid either way, whether the show makes it or not. Give me that welder.
At last, Jesse welds the mounting bars and the actuators into place. A new set of wheels to replace the stolen ones make it in under the wire. They're down to 40 minutes.
The fact that we show up out to the sand dunes with some gold hunter's boat, no one's gonna think we're serious.
That's the only thing that's going to keep thinking you're serious, huh?
Yeah. Before he goes, he struggles through some praise.
I think they've done a heck of a lot of work in 5 days, considering they didn't start with a set of blueprints. And they've been winging it ever since they started and making changes on the fly. I think it's pretty good. I think it's damn good.
It's 30 minutes to midnight, and Jim's gunning for the goal line.
You worthless mono wheel. Go down, you piece of... Yes! It's working! It works! Yes! I'm getting the finest tools in America.
He was the first one out of the tunnel, I bet.
Yeah.
Then by the second quarter, he's all...
With a few minutes to spare, Cole does a quick modification on a set of Jesse James fenders, completing the deck lid.
My work here is done.
Everything has been put together, but nothing has been put to the test. At 10 to midnight, it's off to the beach to see if their vehicle is dune-worthy. It's in the sand. It's moving sand. It's moving not so fast, guys.
Ain't working that good. So I'm off? Yeah.
It's the cops.
That's the cops. Get out there.
Looking producer guy. Where's he at?
Jay, we need the permit.
What's this contraption do?
What's it look like, man? It's a SANDRAIL.
Is that what it is?
See that wheel on the back?
How come you guys decided to wait so late to come out here?
We just got it done.
They just finished it, so the whole deal is they got to get it done by midnight and all that. So they just ran it for 30 seconds. We're out of here.
So just test driving it?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, do me a favor. You're going to have to shut it down.
Yeah, we're done.
You're going to have to figure out some way. It's just too loud. You guys are like peeling out.
You want to go for a
driving all
ride?
crazy. No, I don't.
It'll be fun. I'm a safe driver.
Hey, go into the camera for a second. Listen.
And before the team can get a true read on their monster, Long Beach's finest shuts them down. What does this mean? For the first time in the history of Monster Garage, the success or failure of a monster will be riding on its final challenge. For Tom Pruitt of Damon's Motorcycle Creations, it's not about whether they win or lose. It's about how the car looks.
Jesse said he wanted this thing to look real dark and real mean, so we're going to start off with a black base coat. We're going to lay down some Galaxy Gray. I'm going to come back in with some of this here Metal Flake Smoke. Metal flake job that looks almost like a black paint job.
Monster Garage Factoid. A stretch of beach 1 mile long, 100 feet wide, and 10 feet deep has approximately 1 quadrillion grains of sand.
Hello again, everyone. The world is turning and there's a brand new monster headed this way. I'm Big Schwag.
And I'm Frankie Whiteside.
Folks, we are just minutes
away from another Monster Garage challenge.
Frankie, where
the hell are we? Arizona, Schwag.
Hey!
Somewhere out in the desert.
Slow down!
Just 3 guys, 1 stretch of grit-spitting sand, and a finish line.
Hey, Frankie!
Oh, it's the monster stare down. Jesse and those 2 SANDRAIL dudes look lean, mean, and ready to scream, and they're off!
Frankie, what's with the
interruptions? Sorry, Schwag. I got a good feeling on this one. I just want to cut to the chase.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Frankie, does Jesse got a name for his new monster?
He calls it Doom Buggy.
I like it.
Uh-oh. Jesse's falling back.
That dude is burning up the desert.
Jesse's lost in a dust storm.
Frank, the lights are out. I can't see anything.
Swag, I think Jesse lost.
I don't know, Frank. Let's wait till the dust clears, for the love of God.
Well, it's pretty clear now.
Jesse lost! That sucks!
What do we do now, Swag? Is the monster a failure?
That's no monster! It's a snake! And Jesse'll be back to skin it!
It's getting pretty spooky, Swag. What's up?
The desert's a strange place, Frankie. Jesse just woke up. The demons.
Jeez Louise, what's that?
Frankie, when the hearse failed, Jesse fed it to the shredder. That is a Dillon minigun. It fires 30 caliber shells at 3,000 rounds per minute. It is the fastest firing gun in the world. Say hello to Shredder number 2.
Oh, Swag! This is better than the hearse!
Failure. Bad. Gun? Good.
Is that it?
Hell no, Frankie! He's going in for round 2! Incoming!
I think it was a bad car to start off with. Doom buggy. It was doomed from the start. I take full credit for it failing. Any guys coming up, unless they want their car blown to they better bust their ass. No failure will be tolerated in Monster Garage.
Do you have any last words for this?
Nope.
What's that, Jesse?
Save a little piece. Saved a piece of the hearse. I'm gonna save a piece of this.
What do you do with it?
I put it on my nightstand to remind me that failing sucks.
Jesse's got no time for tires that don't paddle, snakes that don't rattle, and guns that don't do this! He's got sparks to fly, metal to burn! The next Monster Garage challenge is just around the bend!
Monster Garage.